Happy 4th of July!
The first trailer for Stranger Things 3 is here, taking us back to the summer of 1985 for what's sure to be a quiet, contemplative... Is that a lightning cannon? Shit's about to get crazy in Hawkins, baby! Let's break down all the details we found in our first look at the next chapter of this story. The trailer opens up with Dustin freshly returned home from what we guess is a summer computer camp, Camp Nowhere. Perhaps a nod to the 1994 Christopher Lloyd movie Camp Nowhere that was also set at a computer camp. The song playing, Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home, wasn't actually released as a single until September 1985, but it was included on their June album Theater of Pain. The Duffer Brothers know their stuff, kids. Oh, and that can Dustin sprays Lucas in the eyeballs with sure looks a lot like the Farrah Fawcett brand that Steve introduced Dustin to towards the end of season 2. But that is definitely more than the 4 puffs that Steve suggested. Ouch. As the Hawkins kids survey their own teenage wasteland, Baba O'Reilly seems like an apt choice. But why are they building an antenna? We do know that radio communication into the Upside Down is possible. The Hawkins Post is likely to be a major location in season 3. New cast member Jake Busey will work there as Bruce, a journalist with questionable morals and a sick sense of humor. Maybe Nancy and Jonathan will put their detective skills from season 2 to good use while working a summer internship there. Bad Boy Billy is in his element as a lifeguard at the local pool, where we're sure he'll find new ways to torment our main characters, if he's not too busy making eyes at not Wendy Peppercorn over there. Hopper's all dolled up in his Miami Vice best, looking like he's waiting for a date. It had better be with Joyce, but cutting to her home alone with a TV dinner and a glass of wine makes it look like she may have stood Hop up. Who's he gonna dance to Jim Croce with? Looks like Elle and Max are now BFFs, and Elle is actually getting a chance to be a regular teenage girl, looking at magazines and singing into hairbrushes. Yeah, that's totally just a teenage girl thing. Anyway, either there's a leak in Will's roof, or there's still some spooky upside-down shenanigans going on. Both Will and his photos are drenched. Is the Mind Flayer back to torment him? The people of Hawkins seem to be protesting the new mall being opened in town, one savagely pointing out that the pretzels aren't even that good. There's a sign that might be making fun of Mayor Klein, Carrie Elway's character, that says Mayor Swine. Sick burn. Some of the other signs read Recall them all, Pro Downtown, and Mom and Pop got kids to feed. And speaking of having kids to feed, everyone's favorite babysitter, Steve Harrington, has a new job at Scoops Ahoy, the ice cream shop at the mall. And a snarky new coworker, Robin, played by Maya Hawke. Who's this gun-toting bad guy creeping through what looks like a funhouse at the fair? Bargain bin John Wick definitely seems more professional and assassin-y than the grunts at Hawkins' lab. Eleven's on the beach all alone here, and it seems like there's some interdimensional mischief afoot. We saw the same flashes of red lightning at the end of the season 2 finale when the Mind Flayer was looming over the upside-down version of Hawkins Middle School. We're getting into the weeds a little bit here, but Hawkins is located in Illinois, a landlocked state. The setting looks large enough that it could be Lake Michigan, but might the Hawkins gang be heading out to a coastal state at some point this season? This looks like Billy in the shower, freaking out over some kind of growing wound in his arm. If he was attacked by something from the Upside Down, maybe he'll be forced to work as an agent of the Mind Flayer, just as Will did in season 2. Dacre Montgomery has said that The Shining's Jack Torrance is a major influence on his character, so imagining him losing his mind and going on a rampage isn't a stretch. This monstrous lightning explosion seems to be taking place at Hawkins' lab, judging by the dudes in protective gear and the sterile surroundings. But wasn't the facility closed at the end of last season? It seems likely that this machine may be used to try and reopen the gate to the Upside Down that 11 closed in the season 2 finale. Move over, McClane. There is not enough room in the vent now that Lucas's scene-stealing sister Erica is getting her own Die Hard moment here. Meet the already infamous Mayor Klein, played by Carrie Elways. Between his role this season, the 4th of July setting, and a monster on the loose, it seems like the Duffers are paying homage to Jaws. Maybe they're just trading in the sea for the community pool. We get a very brief shot of Jake Busey's Bruce looking deranged. Perhaps the Mind Flayer got to him as well as Billy. And hey, with his scary chompers, maybe this is another nod to Jaws. After all, the on-set shark's name? Bruce. It seems like Jonathan is in a hospital corridor here, facing down a new kind of monster that looks different from the Demogorgon and Demodogs. It's gooier. As we see again in a few shots, it looks like the monster is between Jonathan and Nancy and could take out either of them. Could we actually lose a core character this season? We also get a blink and you'll miss it shot of Season 2's private investigator Murray Bauman here, who also looks like he's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out in Hawkins this season. In this shot taking place in Eleven's void, we see someone being sucked into nothingness. Judging by the bathing suit, it looks like it could be not Wendy Peppercorn from earlier in the trailer. But why is she there in the first place? Finally, here's the money shot of the new monster, which looks horrifying. And if we're keeping with the tradition of naming upside-down monsters based on the D&D monster manual like the kids did for the Demogorgon and Mind Flayer, it could be the Tarisk. Those are all the hints and Easter eggs we found in the first trailer for Stranger Things 3. Did we miss anything? Were you also bothered by the fact that Steve pretends to have his entrails torn out by a lightsaber even though lightsabers instantly cauterize wounds? Let us know in the comments. And if you're jonesing for more Easter eggs from Hawkins, check out our breakdown of our favorites from Season 2, as well as our Season 2 review. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.